Yeah.
They're using him as an anchor
Yeah.
because he got fat again.
No, you're gonna use Bastion as an anchor. After all, he's
Oh.
like 400 and something pounds. He definitely sure as hell can't swim.
Oh
But
no.
he dressed.
Yeah, Bastion just died. Anyways,
Bastion, no.
long story short, you guys had options, and you took one option, and only one option, and that was to go north in order to see what the hell's going on up there. And all of a sudden, you guys are teleported onto a boat. You don't know where the boat's at. The boat's in the ocean, that's all you know, and it's cold.
I know what type of boat it is.
Well, yeah, I told everyone that it was a longboat.
Oh yeah. We all know what type of boat it is.
Yeah, it's a longboat. Congratulations.
Yay.
Castron did it smart.
And there's a mixture of races on it, of human, orc, and Goliath. Boom. You're welcome.
Neat.
Session end.
Oh, wait, what?
Alright, so, continuing on from that, though. You guys were brought by George and Geralt in order to help their tribe try and deal with the encroaching eternal winter. You're on a boat heading north along the coast. Casseron, you would definitely know the fact that this is actually further north than the port of Oro.
Alright.
It's far colder, and the shore in the distance to the west, you can see the fact of the mountain range that sort of separates the northern hinterlands from the Kingdom of Rodain and the Solarian Empire and all that. It's a mountain range that pretty much goes across the entire continent for the most part. There are short areas on maps that show in different places, such as in the Solarian Empire, as well as Doldrum, where you could technically go through small mountain passes heading up north. But for the most part, in the Kingdom of Rodain, you'd have to cross like the entire mountain, which is the reason why the Port of Oro is the most attacked place by the north, due to the simple fact that it's the easiest place to access. That does not mean that there aren't other places. Due to the research that you have done, as well as Bastion, your just existence, you two have heard rumors that there is a hidden mountain pass in the forests on the western side of the Kingdom of Rodain, close to the border of the Solari Empire. Whether or not those hold any truth, the only thing that really can tell you anything is the simple fact that there is a supposed fortress inside that forest. Not that that has any sort of relevance to you all whatsoever right now. Anyways, continuing on, you guys have been heading north at this point in time for a couple days. George and Gerald pretty much have told you that it'd probably be another week to 10 days, depending on weather, on you guys arriving at their home.
Neat.
During this time, you guys pretty much could do whatever you want, including jump off and drown in the ocean should you really wish to.
Bastion, let's go see if he can swim. Actually, no, don't do that. Bastion, no.
I'm literally not going to stop you guys, so do whatever you want. Already on it.
No.
Got it.
Dylan, why are you muted?
Does you yell at me for existing? That makes sense.
I do not, but okay. my god.
Wouldn't it take more energy to type than it would just to speak it?
I'm also recording the.
I doubt that.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. Ow, son of a bitch. Bastard, stop biting me. Go. Cat.
Anyways,
Alright. So we're free to do whatever we want.
yep. In fact, so free, I'm actually going to change the music because I only wanted this for the start of this.
Okay.
So you guys are on one longship, but there are several longships that are along with you. 7 others in total, for a total of 8 longships. Each longship holds about, I would say, close to 40 people. 20 of them are usually rowing, with 10 people kind of switching out interchangeably, and then the other 10 are sort of taking care of the ship, captains, stuff like that. You guys are not included in this 40 people that are on the boat. These 40 people are who were originally on there. The total amount of people that you could pretty much assume, more or less, would be the fact that there are about 320 people in total from this tribe, who I don't know if I ever told you the name of.
I don't know. I think you did offhand, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. Because he was warning us about certain people and tribes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't write that down because I think I was just by the end of the session I was kind of like bowed out of it at that point.
Mm.
What should I do on the ship?
Alright. Actually, haha, I remembered. Cassan's gonna go to Bon and kind of lean on him, just be like, so, it seems like we have a bit of a downtime. I've been meaning to ask you this for a while, but we've been busy with missions and haven't really had the chance to. So why did you originally join the, Missionary Knights? You've been so quiet, you haven't really talked much about it.
Casper makes a good point.
I know vaguely why Eris joined, and I know vaguely why Bastion did. You're a bit of a mystery to me. Zach?
Oh no.
He's,
no.
he's typing, I think.
Oh, is he typing?
I don't see him typing in anything. Oh, unless he's typing in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Because your master chose you to help with the endeavors here? Any specifics on endeavors, or just in general? Oh no. Asked him
Goodbye,
to
Vaughn.
He left. No. Oh shit, yeah, no. The entire
Yeah.
thing. Oh shit.
Whoa.
Oh no. I
Oh
broke
my
him.
god, does the net die?
I broke him.
That was unexpected.
Fine then, while he comes back, I'll just... And what about you, Eris? You said you're looking for something for a dragon?
Yeah, I'm looking for a gift to give. Silrog to. It's kind of like a rite of passage for people like me in our village.
Ah.
Ones who have the gift.
So, you looking for something specific, or just something to wow and amaze?
Second one, something that'll wow and amaze him.
Makes sense. Any thoughts or ideas on what that might be?
Well, someone mentioned I was, told about Avengarde's Gentle Hearts, or maybe I could get something from there to give him as like a memento.
Well,
Also,
if it's still
she
there.
ruffles through her stuff and pulls out a map. I also have this treasure map.
Treasure map. Mind if I took a look?
Sure.
I look
She
at
opens
this
the
map.
treasure map. She opens the treasure map and just shows it to you.
What do I see?
Looking at it, you can definitely tell the fact that this is of the Goldwind Dukedom. You've seen similar maps, but not the same. The map looks different. In fact, it kind of looks older. There are some parts of the map that look like as if they just weren't there before. Like there's like a couple villages that are missing and stuff like that. It looks like as if it's at least around a century, if not older.
Odd.
The
Looks like-
place where it's marking the treasure doesn't seem familiar. There's no name for it on any map, but it's sort of in the I'd have to say sort of
Hello?
central
Hello.
west area. It's sort of northwest of the Sindane Woods, but it's south of the academy, far south. There's
No.
nothing really marked in that area of importance, so it kind of throws you off. And it's actually a place that's well traveled for the most part as a sort of side road from the main road. So it wouldn't make really a whole lot of sense for there to be treasure there.
I mean, there's not really much. You sure it's a treasure map? That area, it's like a side road. No one really. It wouldn't make sense for there to be treasure there. It's well traveled.
Eris tilts her head and kind of has a little bit of a pout. Really?
I
She looks
mean, maybe one day we can look, but this map also is like probably about a century old.
Century-old treasure map, you say?
If I recall, there was also writing on the map, right?
Let me double check through here. I believe there was something in Draconic that was written on it. I'm trying to find where it's at.
And Cass want to look at you, Bon, and say, "People don't owe me any answers. I was merely asking." And you're welcome to ask, but I'm afraid I'm a bit boring when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, you said Braun, not Bastion.
Sorry, Bastion. Yeah, sorry. There's
Too many B
B's.
names.
Yep.
I think it was something a little bit more fancily said than this. But what I have down for on the map says where the slumbering dragon horde lies.
Yeah. Well, the writing says where the slumbering dragon horde lies. And she'll point out the script.
Yeah, you can see that on the map. There is some script sort of in the bottom left corner, I believe it was, of the map.
Do I know anything of sleeping dragons?
No, in fact, it actually catches you a little off guard, as from what you and Bastion as well as Fate knows, dragons were pretty much hunted for the most part to extinction on this continent. The only places where dragons have ever really been sighted has actually been on other continents. The last time a dragon has been sighted on this continent was around 1,000 years ago, and that was Avanos Gentleheart.
Yeah. Yeah, dragons are basically extinct on this continent. The last one that was around was Gentleheart, and that was over 1,000 years ago.
Yes. You have a point, but I guess that just makes this more interesting. Why would it say this then?
It definitely does. Well, maybe we can
It'd be
look at
worthwhile
that.
to find out. Eventually, anyway.
Of course, that'd be a fun little side trip.
Yay! She starts, kind of, bouncing up and down, not like jumping, just kind of, bouncing in place.
If you guys want to try and use this map as well as current maps in order to kind of pinpoint where it might be at, I'll need you guys to roll me intelligence checks, as I
Sure.
believe you guys do have a map of the Goldwind Dukedom.
I know I do.
Yeah.
Intelligence. Also a 13.
Also a 13.
Trying to do a smart.
Oh,
What?
Fate.
So,
No, my first roll.
it's not too hard. After all, even though it is about a century old map and there's some villages and stuff missing, that doesn't mean the fact that the entire topography has actually changed of the Goldwind Dukedom. Where it's saying this treasure lies is actually pretty much on top of the side road that is in between a place called Mistress Fall and Yellow Lake. And that makes it all the more confusing about why this treasure would supposedly be there, as, like I said before, that's a pretty well-traveled side road.
Yeah, I don't know why a treasure would be there. That's extremely well traveled. But we can always take a look.
Yeah,
I
one day.
have received news that Bon is most likely not jumping back on due to certain situation of his wife and mother suddenly getting all questiony and grabby and stuff like that.
Huh?
He keeps getting interrupted as they suddenly randomly decided to do something in his office right as we were starting this.
Ah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer. That's okay though. It's not like anything important is going to happen today,
True.
right?
Yeah, totally.
Maybe.
No, he was asked an important question.
It's
Yep.
fine.
It's fine.
Oh,
I'll get him again another day.
yeah. Eris will, put that back up in a pack.
Alright, well.
What to do while we wait? Eris is gonna, look around.
I want to check my book, see if anything new has been written in it.
Not so far. In fact, it's actually a little odd to you about how long it's been since you've actually received anything inside your book. Generally, you at least get some sort of scribbling or writing or entry somewhere around like every week to 2 weeks, but it's actually been a couple months since you really actually received anything in the book.
That's frustrating.
In fact, you don't know why, but you feel very uneasy about that fact. As for you, Eris, looking around the ship, like I said, it's a long ship. There's not really like any like complicated stuff about this. There's the hold of the ship, and then there's the actual top of the ship and things like that. It's not really too complicated. It's a boat that's moved by rowing oars. There is 20 on each side. Or not 20, there's 10 on each side. My bad. 20 people rowing. The ship does, each of the longships do have like a small sail, but it seems to be more for just holding an emblem, which you notice is the head of a wolf that is completely red and looks like as if it's snarling.
And I take it the other shift that's, not rowing is just currently resting, like sleeping. Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. They row in shifts of 10 people. But yeah, so
I guess I'll, look off the side of the ship, see if there's, fishes splashing about, and I'll just be mesmerized by the water, I guess.
looking out at the ocean, you can tell a definite change in color of the water. The water that you guys are currently going through that's close to the coast at this point in time, down in Antica, where you guys first arrived, it was a very kind of like multiple shades of blue / like green and things like that. Like close to the shore, it was more like a kind of like sea green, like blue-green kind of color. But then as it went out, it turned into a blue and then into multiple different shades of blue as it went out. It was a very, actually, pretty sight. Here, though, the water all around you seems to be this kind of like dark bluish gray. Which, from where you originally lived, you always notice that is generally the color of the water around winter. But you can see probably about like 700 to 800 feet out. It's pretty dang obvious where it immediately goes from like that kind of like blue-gray into that color that you know of the ocean for the time of year it is. While it is fall, it's not winter yet.
It's starting to be that time where water's starting to become a little dull looking.
No, this is not natural. Oh wait, I said fall. Whoops. I meant spring. It's spring now. Got him backwards.
Oh, okay.
Wrong month. So you know that this
Okay.
is not natural.
Yeah. Maybe I guess some sort of magic is at play to make this like this. Considering it's spring and it's just looks like it's dead freaking winter.
Pretty much.
Not sure. We'll have to go and explore whatever it is that's causing the winter to last so long up here.
Yeah, that's the job.
As you say that, you see this stout old man. He has like completely red hair, except for like streaks of gray that go through both his long beard. This dude is actually close to as short as you, Eris, and slightly hunched over at the same time. I know exactly what it is that is causing this winter.
Oh?
Have you ever heard of the Hearts of the Elements?
Have I ever heard of the Hearts of the Elements?
No.
Thought so. No,
Have
I
I?
have not.
Probably not.
No, you haven't either.
I've heard of it.
Oh, have you?
I
Roll a
have.
deception check. Because you have not heard of him either.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, Arnie, stop giving them fairy tales. It's not a fairy tale, I tell you. It's the truth.
Sometimes,
15.
You all are just too stupid to realize.
sometimes behind fairy tales there's truths or just undiscovered mysteries. Please tell me, it'd be fun.
He actually, he looks at you, Faye, and he's just like, ah, a learned man. Good.
Yep.
Well, then you should tell your friends about it.
Please, I would love to, but seeing as you're the expert, I wouldn't want to rob you of your moment.
Persuasion.
And I nod. Damn it. Okay. Persuasion?
Yes.
Fuck. Why is everything charisma? Wait, why do I have... Never mind. Oh,
Natural 20. Okay.
yeah.
He has a smug look as he kind of like messes with his sort of like ratty jacket that he's wearing on him. I'm a good storyteller, if I do say so myself. Very well.
Indeed, you look like it.
Yeah, Eris is gonna, lean toward Fate and whisper in his ear.
Somebody get
I'm
my
gonna-
stool.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll.
And he just kind of
stealth.
You
looks
roll for
around.
stuff, okay.
And everyone's just looking at him like, oh my god, this dude's an idiot. He's like, fine, I'll get it myself. And he kind of hobbles over to a side, and you see a stool there, and he drags it over and sits in front of you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So as he's doing that, what exactly are you doing with your
I will
stealth check?
sit.
Yeah, I was trying to explain, but yeah, I was.
Oh, okay.
I was leaning. I was leaning toward. I was gonna be leaning towards Fate and gonna whisper in his ear. You don't actually know, do you?
I just keep looking forward. I don't reply.
You have no idea.
I thought so.
A long time ago, the elements ruled these lands. But they were cast away by the gods, primordials we called them. But there was a little piece of these primordials that were left in the very lands, the heart of elements we call them. They keep the balance, the seasons turning. The heart of earth is of spring. The heart of air of fall. The heart of water of winter, and the heart of fire of summer. They are very, very powerful artifacts. One may just call them legendary treasures, but they are artifacts nonetheless for the extreme strength that they wield. To mess with the hearts is to mess with nature itself, and not something that is recommended. But 1,000 years ago, that is exactly what our king did. He was a sick man, you see, one dying of a disease, one that no one knew how to cure. And so him and his brother sought a cure of unimaginable price, the heart of earth. But in order to harness the heart of earth, they needed a different strength. the strength of blood, of sacrifices. And so it was sought by the two brothers to use a people that was considered not native to the land, demons. And he looks pointedly towards you, Casseron. Using these demons' blood, he was able to harness the heart of Earth, gain immortality, but it was not to be. The wrath of the elements struck out, but in a way that was unexpected, little known to the other council members of the then king and his brother. The king was also using the heart of water and the heart of fire. He wanted to use them to bend the elements to his will. But the fire was too unruly, and so he sought to use the water elements in order to control the fire, unknowingly weakening the heart of fire itself, and enraging the water elements that he had enslaved. Due to this, the heart of fire being weakened, the heart of earth being consumed, and the heart of wind abandoning us, there is nothing but the heart of water left in this land. The land of eternal winter now, spreading from the Stormfrost Keep. You see one of the sailors on the ship. Arnie, you know that's just a tale that they tell, so that way we won't use the hearts of the elements, right? You fool! Why do you think it is that we have eternal winter upon us? You think some curse of the gods? No. This is no curse of the gods. Whatever you say, Arnie. If that was the case, then we would have been able to deal with this a long time ago.
See, I told you he was a better storyteller than me.
What would happen? What would happen if we were to say remove the heart of water from your lands?
This land would become a barren wasteland.
So even worse off.
Nothing would be able to survive here. The winters would be the seasons would return, but they would be much more extreme. The winters would be too harsh to survive. The summers too scorching. The land would be destroyed by the extremes of the strong winds, the torrential rains, the freezing winters, and the scorching summers. To lose the heart of the elements is to lose the very land itself. I don't know what our leader, as well as his cohorts, he says, and he looks over towards the captain of the ship, which you have found to be George. Think that you'll be able to do about the missing hearts of the elements, but I guess they would just say that I am ye of little faith. So I'll put my faith in ye, who may be able to assist us in our predicament. But due to the tomfoolery of a king who sought to control the elements, we lost our entire kingdom. Should you gain that chance, do not take it. It's a trap that will just ruin your lives. Now, any questions? He seems to have a large toothy grin. You see the fact that there's a couple teeth that seem to be missing. One of them is gold.
heard that the king was killed by someone called the Pale Lady.
Ah, yes. The Pale Lady and her renegades, so they were called. The king was tyrannical, mad. His life was shortening ever more quickly, and he was running out of time to harness the strength of the earth. There were times where it's said that he may have sacrificed people that he called his own as well. The council learned of this, and they sought to remove him from power. The Pale Lady, along with the assistance of the Scales of Saloon, gave the council strength enough with the people who wanted to rebel in order to overthrow the king. But a strange disaster fell that caused not only the council members, but a vast majority of the rebels to also perish in the attempt. The king did indeed die, but at the cost of a great many people.
Are you speaking out of character? Sorry, I missed quite a bit. My mother was just talking to me for a bit because, yeah, we've been thinking about moving.
What event happened to have them lose so many lives?
It is said that it was the rage of the water elementals. There is a place now called Stormfrost Manor, but once called something else. High King's Rest. A sort of small palace away from where the capital once was. It is near both the ocean as well as the mountains, and it is said that the very ocean itself rose up in rage against the High King for his transgressions. There is much proof of this. Should you ever go to Stormfrost Manor, you'll see what looks like cresting ice coming from not only the ocean, but also washing back from the very mountains, almost encasing it in a sort of sphere of ice, or at least close to.
I see. So, if the water, no, the heart of the water elemental, whatever it's called, is the thing causing it, how do we stop it from continuously creating a winter like this?
That is where I have little faith of you being able to actually do anything. To stop this, you would have to do one of two things. Destroy the ancient elemental that is raging, which I don't believe you would have the strength to. I don't believe anybody on this world would. You'd have to be a god to do something like that. Or restore the hearts of the elements to their full strength. But no one knows how to do that.
Very well.
Best of luck to ye who has taken this challenge upon themselves. Like I said,
Challenge accepted.
have little faith in your chances of success.
Challenge accepted. Don't underestimate Ares' persistence. She's got this.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sure we'll figure something out. We
I
always
go
do.
and I suck in my gut a little bit, and I give a hard pat on the back to Aries.
Okay.
I have full confidence in you.
I do my best.
Yes, that you will. And if you don't make it back, I will personally take care to your funeral.
Fate, we're
It's
a
the least
team,
I
we're
can
going
do.
together.
What? Are you kidding me? That's suicide.
Fate, we are a team, we're going together.
You can visibly see the sweat coming down Faith's face.
Come on, Fate, where's your sense of adventure?
Oh wait a minute. Hold on. What the hell? Hold on. What? Deception goes off of like charisma and strength, right?
No, just
No,
charisma.
just charisma.
I'm looking at it right now, and mine's going off strength.
What?
Shouldn't be.
Yeah. It's in the tab right now. It's going off strength. That's why I have a +0 modifier to it.
Going off strength. Oh, you must have accidentally clicked on that. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You can
Oh,
do
that's
that. Interesting.
It's
I mean,
because
you
there's
can
some skills that can technically use multiple things.
I get that. Okay.
like intimidation, right? It can go off either strength or
Or charisma.
charisma.
Technically, survival, depending on the kind of thing that you're doing, could technically go off of either wisdom or intelligence.
Of
Medicine
course.
could be also wisdom or intelligence, things like that.
All right, roll a deception check. Of course, we're a team. I merely implied that I would allow Aerith the first crack at it. Fuck! She matched it.
With the higher modifier, I'm going to have to say, they know.
You don't sound very honest there, Fate.
Fate,
What?
you do understand where my church is from, yes?
Of course.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to do a lot better than that to fool me.
Hey, look at what Bastion's doing.
Don't drag Bastion into this.
Look at
You're
what
the one
Bastion
dog
is
right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Aren't
I
we a
assure you I was
team?
being completely sincere. Damn it. Yes!
Right.
Yes, yes.
Well, still, Fate, we are a team. We will go together, and you'll be joining us on our
Of
adventure.
course.
I will drag you there personally.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, will it?
Won't. Besides, catch from, let's be honest, you can't lift my big ass.
You're not fat anymore.
I am fat. I don't know what to talk about. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
So what about you, Fate? So, if you're not so much on the whole adventuring and having some fun quests and stuff like that, what's your goal here in the Mercenary Knights?
I like dead things.
By the way,
Yeah.
you see Arnie kind of butt back into the conversation. I
Yes,
don't know
Arnie?
if this will help you, but the ancient elemental's name.
Ah,
is
yes.
Aquilus.
Aquilus?
Yes.
Is there names for the others, or...
And he sort of like starts scratching his head. I believe so. Arnie, if you don't even remember that much, then why are you even telling them? Aquilus, the ancient water elemental. Alea, the ancient air elemental. Agni, the ancient elemental of fire. And Avani, the ancient elemental of earth.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
of course I knew. I just was giving them time to see if they did. That's all.
Well, unfortunately, I had no idea.
Fate and Bastion.
Yes.
I want both of you to roll me history checks.
All right. I do a twirl and my cape comes up and it's glistening in the sky.
Natural
with my hood
20.
sword.
And
Ah,
what about you?
nice. But I got a dirty 20.
Hell
What's
yeah.
good?
All right.
Nice.
You two
I do a pose. Like
have
0.
actually... You've never heard of these elementals in particular. But you have heard of a different elemental. A powerful ancient water elemental by the name of Tasi. That is in the north. Apparently, there, the ancient water elemental is actually worshipped akin to a god in that place, giving blessings and things like that, and making sure that the ocean stays calm. You don't recall there being any other elementals names that were really mentioned, only really Tasi. And that was in the north in the Aquatiran Empire. Congratulations. You say words.
I'm sorry, I walked away for a second. What was that?
Bastion's just refusing to talk today.
Okay.
Anyways, upon you saying that, Arnie looks towards you. Ah, yes. I can't really call Aquatiran a continent, really, but every continent has its own ancient elementals that are connected to the hearts. Until all those hearts are destroyed, the ancient elemental can never truly die. It can be beaten back, forcing it to recuperate, gather back its strength, but it won't die unless all of the elemental hearts are destroyed on that continent. They say there's about 5 hearts of each element that exist on all the continents. I guess if you look at our very own continent of Drax, you could say that each of the kingdoms technically hold 1 heart.
I see.
Anyways, I just wanted to mention the opposition that you're going to be going up against.
I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll be bound to surprise you. Though I understand your lack of faith in us.
Right. He looks unimpressed and then turns around and walks away.
I'm used to that.
Have faith. This is your fate. I give like a very toothy smile to the rest of the group.
Bravo.
With that, is there anything that you guys wish to do more during this travel north? Because it's pretty much just going to be repeated days of you guys just sailing further north.
Yeah. I'm basically gonna explore, read any books
He's
they
gonna
have,
read. Okay.
and attempt to also glance through his own book to see if any more pages have popped up.
I attempt to do
Maybe attempt fishing so we can, eat some nice fish.
I attempt
Okay.
to do a backflip, just be more athletic. I get a 12. It's like a messed up somersault.
You sort of do a backflip, but it kind of like turns halfway from a backflip into like a back roll as you sort of like hit like where your shoulders are and roll back to your feet. It's a little painful.
Got you. That's it.
There's not really much for you to explore, Castron.
Dang.
There's a ship. A long ship, which long ships are not complicated.
I pace.
So, with
And I
that,
also wave at
go ahead
anyone
and
who
roll
lunges
me a
away.
couple survival checks, Eris. See if you can get any fish during these days.
I suck.
Oh
You're not really experienced in fishing, so that already makes it difficult. And then as you're fishing, there's a couple times during the time, while you're fishing that, the people on the boat kind of mentioned that, due to the inclement weather, which as the days are passing, you guys see the fact that there seems to be, the skies turn a sort of dark gray. And where you guys are now, you can see small flakes of snow that seem to be slowly falling down, and parts of the shore where the ocean connects to seems to be partially frozen. The ocean itself is actually slowly freezing. It's a very small part of it, like maybe like 5 to 6 inches at most. But you guys would know. Bastion, Fate, Casseron in particular, that it's very, very difficult to freeze the ocean, which means that it would have to be under a very, very cold temperature for a very long time.
There's gonna be a bit depressed. He wants to eat fish.
Yeah, due to the weather as well as just your own inexperience, you have a very difficult time trying to catch any fish.
And this is why we need Bond to do that for me.
I know, right?
I believe he actually has proficiency in survival.
Yeah, I believe so. Sir Bon, would you step up to the plate and roll your survival? Huh! He catches you some fish.
Yay!
He catches you 4 fish in total during the time, and they're all enormous tuna.
no.
Nice.
How impressed are the people on the boat?
They give some claps. That's
You're
about
awesome. You're awesome, Bond. I guess it'll.
He gives you an All Might smile with his thumb up. I'm joking. He doesn't.
Ah, yes, yes.
I'm not
want
Bond.
this.
I
Damn
won't
it.
speak for him. But anyways, so you guys continue north.
Verb all might.
Exactly. Have no fear, All Might is here. Anyways, you guys continue north for the next 8.5 days, thereabout. It takes a little longer than was expected. The weather got a little rough during the time up there. Heading up there. But it wasn't the worst outcome that they were expecting, which was close to 10, if not more days. As you guys are making your way up the coast, you see in the distance a place that's, even though they seem to call it their village, you can't really consider it a village. In fact, it's too big to be really a town, but it's too small to be a city. It's in that weird kind of spot. But you guys are coming up upon it, and you see smoke, little spirals of smoke rising up into the air in all different parts of this quite large town, I guess you could call it. And as you guys make for shore, you see some activity on the piers. You're a little bit too distant at this point in time to really make out exactly what it is they're doing, but they seem to be making some sort of preparations. And over the course of probably the next 30 minutes thereabout, the rowing is sort of slowed down. You guys approach the piers and dock the longships. And you see the fact that the people that are on there seem to have been clearing space on the piers for the ships to actually be able to have their cargo and people exit. There's actually a massive amount of cargo on the piers from what you can tell. It smells very, very fishy. Most likely a lot of it is fish and things like that, but yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff that's on the piers right now. And after probably about another 15 minutes, you guys are cleared for being able to move out of the longships onto the piers and into the townscape itself. George and Gerald both ask you to follow them as they want to bring you to their chief.
Go to follow.
I'm not gonna lie, this place is bigger than I was expecting.
Much bigger than I was expecting.
We are few in number, but our village itself is on one of the larger sides due to our good positioning. After all, we do have the bounty of the ocean, or at least what's left of it, for our people here. The main problem is that even though we have such a large scape to work with, we don't have very many people, unlike some of the other tribes, the more vicious ones, the ones that pillage and raid and steal. Nonetheless, the people that do live here are hardworking, but also happy. We make do with what we have. And as he's saying that, you guys are walking through the townscape. You see that there are like open little shops for certain things and stuff like that. And you see strange stones. They're not the same as what was used in Avengarde. They seem to be more just like, almost like as if they're coals, but they don't seem to really be going out. Like they're put in like little spots like around little stalls as well as entrances to shops and stuff like that. And you see the fact that it seems to be melting the snow that is trying to encroach upon those areas. The roads themselves seem to also be lined with them, making sure that the roads themselves are cleared for the most part of snow. There's still like small like spatterings of it here and there, but the roads themselves seem to be cleared of the snow. And they actually feel slightly warm through your boots.
Nifty magic.
Yes. Flame rocks, as we call them. We use them in order to keep the snow at bay. It snows so much here, we have to have something in order to help us with that, or else we'd be spending all of our time and energy shoveling the snow out of the way.
Makes sense.
What he says makes sense, because even just looking out into, like, sort of uncared for parts of the town, such as, like, alleyways and stuff like that, you can see snow piled up as tall as you airs.
Oof. Yeah, I can understand, needing these. If you didn't, probably be having a really hard time.
Yes, it's snowing more and more often now. Almost every day at this point. If we didn't have these rocks, we'd probably very well just be buried in snow. It'll make traveling very difficult, but should you wish to, there are interesting places that you could visit here in Australia. But I would imagine that the chief would want to see you, so we shall head there first. And he points ahead of him, and you can see the fact that down this, what seems to be main road, at the very end seems to be a large sort of building. Sort of a mixture between like a mansion and a longhouse sort of thing. You do see that people seem to be going about their business here and there. Everyone is bundled up extremely heavily. In fact, for some people, you can't really tell whether or not they're a man or a woman due to how well bundled up they are and lack of facial hair or anything like that, and sort of androgynous faces on some people. It is mostly entirely furs, that from what you can see. There are some who seem to have like plates of metal and stuff like that seem to be on it, sort of making as like a makeshift like breastplate and things like that. All the furs seem to be one of three colors: red, white, or black. You don't really see any sort of like browns or grays for the fur colors themselves. They all seem to be very distinct, which is a little strange, as for the most part, furs, from what you can see of the ones that they wear, such as wolf pelts, bear pelts, and things like that, would normally be like reds, browns, blacks, grays, things like that, but they only seem to have a variation of those three shades of white, black, and red. And they don't seem dyed either. But as you go through, while quiet, the village/town is somewhat lively. You do see people that are milling about on the streets doing shopping of stuff like that. There are, while sparse, vegetables as well as a high amount of meat, both game and fish from the looks of it. You do see some interesting things here and there of like handicrafts, carvings, things like that, that are being sold in different spots, though those seem to be not as well off as the shops that focus more on food, for obvious reasons. But along with that, you do see that there are places where it looks like as if there's probably smithing done, as well as working with leathers, fletching, things like that. There are quite a few taverns that you pass by. Like, going down this main road, you've at least passed by probably about like 4 of them. And you have no idea why one village/town would need so many taverns. But there's at least 4 of them in the city. Town, village, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to just call it a town.
Okay.
I can hazard a guess why.
As you're going through this, there are quite a few people that seem to say a few words or greet George and Gerald as you guys are going through. You can see the fact that the two of them seem to be highly respected by the people in the town.
How
I'll
many
also
looks
try
am I
and,
getting?
I'll also try to, greet people as we go by.
You see, Castron, the fact that it seems like as if you're not getting looks, it seems like as if they're trying to just ignore your very existence, actually.
Got
Like
it.
as if they just don't want to acknowledge that you're even there. Due to the fact that you figure that due to the fact that you're going along with George and Gerald, they can't really say anything. But they look like as if they obviously just don't even want you in the town.
Makes sense.
After you guys go down the main road and happen upon the Longhouse Manor, whatever you want to call it, at the gates of it, you see the fact that there are 3 guards that are posted up, and sort of the same getup as some of the other people that you've seen before. Heavy furs with plates of metal here and there. They seem to be wielding axes and small round shields. And they look to George and Gerald warmly, but seeing you, Casseron, as well as, strangely enough, you, Eris, they have sort of cold looks.
Eric had to tilt their head.
I just smile.
They seem unfazed by Bon, strangely enough. In fact, from what you guys have seen, no one in the town seems to have really cared that Bon is a bugbear.
I guess Bond has found his people.
Bon has found his people.
He just found his home and he's not even here.
I know, right?
They're covered in as much fur as he is.
I know, right?
Oh, no, his skin,
but-
his family.
I don't need any fur. I got so much weight on me. I retain heat.
George and Gerald
Yes.
kind of give glares back to these guards, and they start to speak in a different language. That none of you understand. Actually, I don't know if you guys understand this one, but we'll see.
Start playing Austin Powers if we wait.
Okay, so
No.
none of you understand it.
Um,
So
it
they
says
start to converse amongst each other for probably about a solid minute before the 3 guards finally cease, and they look frustrated, and one of them actually clicks their tongue and just like kind of looks away, but all 3 of them move out of the way as they push the gates open. And one of them looks towards you all. Be careful what you do, Outlanders. You're no longer in your own homes now. Watch your step. One wrong one, and I will remove your head from your body. Now, the chieftain awaits. Make haste, and then leave.
Very well. To start
You see George and Girl, they just kind of like shake their heads,
Okay.
just like walking in. These idiots. The chieftain awaits us. Come on, let's go. And they start to walk in.
Yes, they'll follow behind.
Following. Just following behind.
You guys enter into the house. Inside is pretty spacious. There is a large fire pit in the middle of the hall, the entry hall. And you can see that a very large orc man with flaming red hair that seems to be braided down. It's buzzed on both sides. And he seems to have a tattoo on his left pec, I guess I should say. A large tattoo of the same symbol that you saw on the sails, of a red wolf that seems to be snarling. And he's kind of leaning on the side of this. He's sitting on this throne, and he's kind of leaning to the left side. His head sort of resting on his fist as he seems to be leaning towards someone who seems to be whispering to him. There's 4 other people that are in this hall besides him and the rest of you. And you see George step forward. Eric, we have returned with some adventurers in tow. You see the orc, Eric apparently. His eyes shift over towards you guys, and his eyes are also like a flaming red, just like his hair. And he stands up to a massive 7 foot 8 feet tall. He is
Damn, that's a big
larger
guy.
than a normal orc. Very, very much larger than a normal orc. You have a feeling that he may very well not be a full orc and just look like an orc. Regardless, he steps forward and he has what looks like heavily booted feet. Like the boots are obviously of furs, but there are metal platings that seem to be guarding like the shin and the top of the foot. And from the large clinking sound as he steps down, the couple steps that lead up to the throne that he was sitting on, you have a feeling that the bottom of it might also be plated in some way. He is massive. You have a feeling, Bastion, that he would probably crush you like as if you were just a tin can.
Oh no.
As he steps closer and closer to you guys, you feel like as if the ground itself seems to be slightly shaking from how massive this man is. George, Gerald, glad to see you've returned. And then he slowly looks towards over the rest of you. These are the adventurers. Yes, Chieftain Eric. These are the adventurers who wish to help us. He eyes you down, in particular, Catsteron. One of the demonkin have offered to help. Strange. But I'll say nothing on that fact. And then one of the knife ears have come along as well, and he looks towards you, Eris. Eric, they're adventurers who have come to help us. You can't just insult them like that.
I'd live with such.
He slowly looks back towards George, and you see his eyes narrow, and you immediately see the fact that George starts to kind of like shake, and he takes a step back, and then kind of bows his head. And Eric looks back towards you, Eris. My apologies. We've had difficulties with elves lately.
Not forgiven.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It has nothing to do with you,
I'm sure it doesn't.
so please just take my apology.
I'll think about it.
But, I'll accept it.
Damn
She'll,
it.
she'll smile at him.
All right.
This man, just so you know, doesn't have a shirt on. He just has pants, and then an axe that is strapped to his back.
That's true, barbarian. Yes.
Yeah, he has
Recruitment to the knights.
he has furred gauntlets that are on both of his hands, and he turns back towards the 4 people that were sort of talking with him in whispers, and he waves them away. Leave. We'll continue our conversation at a later date. I must talk to these adventurers who have come so far in order to assist us. All 4 of them give a small bow before they shuffle out of the house back into the cold. Come. Let's have a discussion, shall we?
Very well.
And he turns around and he starts walking back up towards the throne, but he actually ignores the throne and he walks around it. And you see George and Geralt both follow him as well.
I follow.
Behind the throne, there is a large tapestry that has the same symbol as what you can probably imagine the clan symbol is, of a large red wolf that seems to be snarling. And he actually pushes the bottom part of the tapestry out of the way, and you see a large door is behind it, and he pushes open the door and he walks through it. Going through the doorway, it looks like as if it's a sort of war room, almost. There's a large table with a map set up on it, with small marks that seem to be put on it, as well as what looks like pins and things like that that are stabbed into certain parts. Eric sits down at one of the seats next to this, and you hear the wood groan under his weight.
Oof. That's what it's like when I sit down. I know the feeling.
It's difficult to find wood strong enough to hold me. He looks slightly embarrassed having to say that, but
I sit down next to him. I understand. We've
as
all
you
been
sit
there.
down, the wood also creaks. There's enough
I'll take a
seats for you,
seat.
all of you to sit down, as well as a few extras.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
go
a
to
seat.
sit.
Hopefully it doesn't creak on me.
No, it doesn't.
Just nod. Sit.
As I roll an integrity check to see if it does. It does.
Eris will
Eric.
immediately be sad. I'll have to go on a diet.
Eric, George, and Geralt all look at you confused. How did... Never mind.
She's very strong.
Everyone sit down, please. Sit down.
That's it.
We've asked for your assistance in dealing with our supposed curse, prophecy, whatever you'd wish to call it. The eternal frost, everlasting winter, whatever, is soon to be upon us. You might have seen as you were sailing north that the very oceans itself seem to be starting to freeze. That is not a good sign. It's far too cold for far too long. I'm sure that Arnie, and as he says that, you actually see that Arnie appears from a different corner of the room and comes and sits down next to Eric. Has told you of the legends of the High King and his transgressions?
Caswan nods.
Yeah.
They're not legends. They're truth.
Oh, I knew it.
And what we need is for someone to ascertain the whereabouts of the Heart of Water. And if possible, destroy it.
Very well.
We're assuming that the Heart of Water is in Stormfrost Manor, but we're not 100% sure on this fact. It's a long trek across Austria to actually reach Stormfrost Manor. In fact, it's on the complete opposite side of the country from us. On top of the frigid cold, the animals that seem to be desperate to survive here, and the severe lack of supplies makes it a almost impossible trek for any of us to actually make. We've sent many, and few, if any, have ever actually returned. It's a dangerous task, but if you really wish to help us, then that is the thing that you could do. I'm sure if you've listened to everything that Arnie has told you, then you would know that destroying the Heart of Water, due to our current predicament, would make this land truly uninhabitable. And we're prepared for that. But we need to stop winter from spreading.
If I can ask, what do you have prepared for the land being uninhabitable?
You've seen the piers. We're gathering supplies to make a long trek to another continent. We already have enough supplies for the people we have here. But once we have the Heart of Water in our hands and ready for the ritual to destroy it, we'll be asking the other tribes to join us to leave this godforsaken place.
Eris will look a little sad knowing that they are going to be forced having to abandon their home.
Do not worry your heart, little elf. This is a choice that must be made. The kingdom has already long been gone for 1,000 years. What point is there in holding on to a crumbling past? It's better to move on. Look to the future.
Caswan will slowly nod. Where do you all plan on heading to? Or is that not for us to know?
There are two destinations we have in mind. Aquatiron to the north. One of the closer of the continents. And one that might be more willing to accept the raiding habits of our fellow clans. But me and my people, we wish to head east to Shenzhou. Eris, you would know that as the continent from which you and Bon are from.
Yeah, Eris will perk up after hearing that. It is a lovely place.
So we've heard from the few travelers that we've met in our investigations, as well as attempts to garner assistance. We just wish to find a place where it's not so difficult to live day to day. The South is currently at war with itself, and the West, well, no one's really heard too much from the West as of late. Regardless, Arnie's told you about the myth, so let me tell you about the current. There are 7 tribes in all that are still surviving within Austria. That's changing all the time as tribes rise and fall as the days pass. There are a few that I don't know the name of, though. But there are 3 in particular, our own, the Bloodwolf clan, and 2 others, 2 that seem to be very hostile towards us. The Ironhide clan and the Red Eagles. Bastion, roll me a history.
Get it, Bastion?
I have something that I need to do. The Ironhide clan is a clan of Goliaths and Minotaurs. One of the only ones that actually contain Minotaurs in their entire north. Usually the Minotaurs are more solitary or have small families, but the Ironhide clan is different. They're actually ruled by a Minotaur that goes by the name of Taran Ironhide. Then there's the Red Eagles, who's ruled by a man only known by the name of Rakim. Seems to be a Goliath, from what we know. Their symbols are somewhat obvious. The Red Eagles are self-explanatory. It's a red eagle in flight. The Ironhide clan is a little less obvious. It's a gray bull. That is the symbol. Should you see either of these symbols, just be wary. They are raiding clans, which means that they're more likely to attack you than to converse with you.
Alright.
But that is not the only thing that you need to be wary of. The scales of Saloon have been somewhat territorial as of late. While they don't go out in order to attack anyone, people who enter what they designate seemingly as their territory seem to be assaulted, captured, thrown out, and at the very worst, killed.
And
That doesn't exclude the more natural predators, such as the wolves, bears, things of those nature. And speaking of which, be careful of the wolf princess. Normally she is not hostile, but that seems to be of a whim of her own. If you find her, just avoid her if you can.
Eric will nod at that.
Finally, the elementals have gone out of whack, which means that the water elementals do roam these lands, though they are much more common the further west that you go. Be careful, they easily blend into nature, especially with all the snow about. And finally, the snow itself is a threat that is not to be underestimated. With how long and how much it snowed, there are parts that would be seemingly flat that could very well fall off of edges of cliffs into ravines or valleys, things of that nature. Be careful where you tread. It could very well mean your doom.
Eric will, kind of go with that. Can't even, trust the terrain here.
Nope, you can't really trust anything here.
Well, alright then.
There's little of assistance that we'd be able to give you, except for a copy of this map. And he motions towards the map itself, which I'll have to create at a different point in time, as I forgot about the fact that you guys are going to need a map for this place. God damn it.
Casson leans over and looks at the map.
So currently you guys are on the very eastern part of this, sort of the southeastern part of the map. You can see that to the north of you, there is a cluster of mountains that seem to spread out from kind of like the northern rim connecting to the ocean into the land. And you can see that in those mountains seems to be marked where the Ironhide clan is at. Further to the west, there's a part that seems to be marked as somewhat of a forest, which is where it seems the Red Eagles are at. It seems like as if you're going to have to pass through the territory of one or the other in order to actually make your way west. You're either going to have to go north and then go west through the mountains, or just go straight west, which means that you're going to be heading through the forest. Beyond that seems to be some marked places of what seems to be a valley, as well as a large lake. Continuing on past that, there seems to be just spatterings of what look like frozen rivers and things like that, of that nature, seemingly mostly open. But to the north, it seems to go off into what is only known as the Frigid Death. And it seems to be in between two mountain ranges. The mountain range in which the Ironhide clan resides, and a different mountain range that sort of curves around. And then ends at a certain point to an open area that goes to the ocean, and then there's more mountains. And on the third set of mountains, to the far west, you can see that there's a marking Stormfrost Manor, which is relatively close to that opening where the ocean is at.
Such lovely names for these places.
The Frigid Death is named that for a reason. We don't know why it is, but anything that seems to go there seems to be frozen solid. People, animals, plants' life, it doesn't matter. It's a forest of ice. Don't go there no matter what you do. No one who's gone there in the past 1,000 years has ever returned.
Very well.
Arnie speaks up. Actually, Eric, in case you didn't know, there's actually been telltale of supposedly a dragon that resides within the Frigid Death.
Tell me more, Lore Master Arnie.
Casson raises an eyebrow at that.
Yes, it seems to be very...
Eris's ears, of course, perk up with
It
mention of dragon.
It seems to be very sort of skeletal in nature. It's strange, in fact.
Ooh, maybe
I've had someone...
maybe a skull dragon?
I've had someone sketch the dragon from hearsay.
Can I see this sketch?
Give me just a moment.
Thank you.
Are you uploading like a handmade sketch?
No. I thought about doing that, but then I thought better of it.
Come on, that would have been cool. Show off your artistic skills.
I don't have no artistic skills, which is the reason why I didn't do it.
It would have been a stick dragon.
No, it wouldn't have been a stick dragon. It wouldn't have been a stick dragon. I probably would have just line traced over the image. But that's,
Ain't nothing wrong
that's
with
the
that.
sketch of it.
Okay, hold on. Oh, damn!
Yeah.
What the
Can
fuck?
I do a check to like see if I know what that is?
None of you know what this is.
Got it.
No, I did an investigation check.
Eris,
Yes.
even you are bewildered by this, as you have never seen a dragon that looks like this. It's obviously dragon in shape, but it is nothing like any dragon you've ever heard of or seen.
Looks like no dragon I've ever heard of or seen. She's constantly just keeps tilting her head at it.
Yes. Apparently, every time it appears, there seems to be a sort of blizzard or storm that accompanies it. The very air and water around it seems to turn bitter and windy. Snow seems to rage around as it appears. Everywhere it leaves, it seems to leave everything frozen. Part of the reason why it's called the Frigid Death now. And why didn't you inform me of this? It's something that was only recently discovered, and you sent me off on our little expedition to the south to gain help, so I couldn't exactly tell you anything, nor could I. Regardless, we've started calling it something of a blizzard dragon. No better name from what we can find, but just be careful of the thing. It seems to not like people very much. Anything living, as a matter of fact.
Gotcha. Let's just give it a wide berth.
Yeah, smart idea. Well, besides that, is there anything else that you would need of assistance before possibly gathering more information and heading off?
Only thing I can think of, but I'm sure we could find somewhere. Long stick to check the snow, make sure we're not getting into it, walking off into a cliff.
Technically, you can grab that off of any tree that you pass by. Why are you asking me this?
That's why exactly why I said we can grab that.
Then why mention it in the Never mind. Is there anything that you need me to find for you, or can you get it yourself?
Nothing I can really think of, unless you guys can.
I'm currently trying to rack my brain around that.
Ah, Chief Eric, it might be a good idea to give them a writ. And you see the orc kind of, his eyes for once actually show a little bit of like surprise. Arnie, you make a good point there. And he slowly stands up. It kind of intimidates you a little bit just seeing his size towering over you all. He's taller than you guys even whenever you're sitting down, but him standing up while you guys are still sitting just makes him seem even taller.
No,
And
I refuse.
he walks to a side of the room that has like some scrolls and stuff like that that seem to be rolled up. And he opens up a small chest, or at least small by his standards. And he leans down and he grabs some stuff out of it and he shuffles through some things and then he picks something out. And he walks over and he sets it on the table. It seems to be a rolled up cloth.
Eris will tilt her head. What's this?
Take it.
She'll grab it. Mm.
Should you be in any sort of predicament that requires my name, that'll act as a writ saying that you are under my orders to be here. Some of our people are out scouting, and you may run into them, but it could also help in dealing with other clans should they be more lenient of trespassers. Be warned, that only means you are here by my orders. That does not mean that you answer with my word and name. Therefore, any actions that you take under other people's eyes will be actions of your own, and therefore you will take responsibility for it.
Got it.
Makes sense.
Now,
Yes, we completely understand.
if you'd be so kind as to leave my home, I have some things that I need to take.
Very well.
Well,
Thank you for your
very well.
time.
Mm-hmm. She'll get up, give him a slight bow, and head out.
George and Geralt seem to be about to do the same thing before Eric holds out his hand and grabs onto George's shoulder, which it looks like he was about to just crush him
No.
and just stops him. And you see George kind of shake for a moment before he takes a deep breath. Yes, Chief, is there anything that you need? You and Gerald, I need to speak with you. Stay. And he gets up, and after you guys leave, he closes the door. So you guys are now free in the village, town, whatever. Which, oh, you guys were never told the name of the town, village, whatever. It's okay. You didn't need to know
God,
anyways.
what's the name of the town?
I don't know.
Damn it, I shouldn't have
There
asked.
is no god in this land. That's why it's called the godforsaken land.
Guard.
Oh, guard. I think you said god. She's like, God, what is the name of this land? I don't know.
Please, my holy
Guard.
divine God that gives me my
Guard.
power.
As you're leaving, you ask that, and this woman scoffs at you. You didn't even bother to learn the name of the place you were coming to?
I was more concerned with the
Typical
mission at
idiot
hand.
adventurers. The village is named Krosa.
Thank you very much. He gives her a slight bow.
I swear, all of you adventurers are just walking to your deaths. Whatever. Anyways.
Oh, we'll be fine, hopefully.
So, is there anything in particular that you guys wish to do before you rest and head out?
We should procure more rations just in case.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys procure more rations.
then
No.
we rest.
Okay, so you guys, ask around. You go to a shop that makes rations and things like that. There's actually a specific shop for this, as it is quite popular for hunters as well as scouts and things like that. And you see that there's a woman that is there. She seems to be human, from what you can tell, but then again, you can't really tell anything by anyone here, as there are orcs that seem to be almost 8 feet tall and humans that seem to be as short as dwarves. So, who knows? She introduces herself by the name of Estrid, and she's quite beautiful, I would say. She has sort of this like flaming red hair, sort of similar to the chief, Eric. And her eyes are a sort of like peridot green. She has like a dash of freckles that go across her face, and she's extremely pale. In fact, everyone there, if they don't have the skin color of an orc or a Goliath, seem to be extremely pale.
Hello.
And as you guys are buying rations, they seem to be more expensive than normal. So much more expensive. In fact, each ration is 1 gold. I'm joking. It's not that expensive. But for an entire week's worth of rations, instead, well, I should say in 10 days worth of rations, instead of it being like the normal 5 gold that it is for 10 days worth of rations, it instead ends up being 7 gold.
And is that for like the whole party or only like for one person?
It's just that's 10 days worth of rations for 1 person.
Got it.
You guys are able to get stuff cheaper at Avengarde due to the fact that you're mercenary knights.
Makes sense.
Well, this is just highway robbery.
Say, don't be rude.
I'm rude to everybody.
I know you are.
We have fell in hard times, sir. I'm sorry if it seems to be expensive, but
Seems to be.
well, let me just put it
steps
this
on
way.
Fate's foot.
Ow! Ah!
If you went to other villages and clans, you might very well not even be able to purchase rations.
I highly doubt that.
No, I mean
No.
I mean that literally. They wouldn't sell them to you.
Doubt that.
I again step on his foot. Alright,
Hold on.
7 gold for 10. That sounds honestly fair, knowing your predicament. Cassor's having a mental debate on spending his goddamn money. Okay. Yeah, he'll give her the 7 gold.
Alright, so Castron, you acquire 10 days worth of rations.
Yeah, 10 more days.
Eris will also buy another 10 just in case.
Okay. So you also buy 10 days worth of rations.
How many rations did we buy before? I'm sorry, my thing I don't know why I didn't put it in here.
Hmm?
How many rations did you... Oh wait, are you the one carrying all the rations currently?
I believe that's Bond with his bag of holding.
Yeah, I don't remember actually how much he had. How much did we buy?
There is enough rations. Let me actually edit this.
'Cause I actually kind of forgot that. Yeah, we let Vaughn have it all.
There is enough rations for 10 days for the entire party, for what Bond has.
Okay.
Plus 10. Yeah, 10 days worth of rations I currently already have, minus not including what I just bought. So.
Okay, and I just bought 10 more. For just myself. But I'm willing to share. Maybe.
Probably not. Let's be fit. Let's be fair. You're not gonna share.
Let's be honest about Cass one here. He had an issue spending 7 gold. A mental debate.
So with you guys doing that,
I'll have
you
to
guys
have-
would know the fact that this price is probably about like 10 times higher than it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the
I
predicaments...
will give my those 10 days worth of rations to Bastion because Eris cannot carry that much more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, my current carrying capacity is 110 and 120
What?
maximum.
Why is Bastion still level 2? Did you never level up? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong Bastion unit. That's the reason why. Having Bastions that have the same name. Oh god. That's gonna be so confusing on my part.
Bastion 1, Bastion 2.
Well, that's where the serial number comes in.
Oh,
I do have the serial number, but it's the fact that since it's in alphabetical order and freaking Dylan can't seem to keep his goddamn character portrait the same.
Soon vacation. Soon I hopefully maybe we'll fix that.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I mean it's been like 4 months, so
I know.
actually it's been like over 4 months. It's been like
I
6 considering
know.
you knew about Bastion before we even started. Anyways, continuing on. Is there anything else that you guys wish to buy? Estrade is not going to care about Fate's yammerings.
My yammerings.
Yep. Yes, no, maybe so. You don't know.
Is there anyone that sells spells around here?
Yeah, that's right. We have a wizard.
Ah,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
shit.
you do.
I see. She kind of thinks for a moment. You're looking for someone who practices seed, correctly? Magic.
Yes.
I believe on the western part of town near the outskirts, there was a woman by the name of Irsa. I believe she was a practitioner of seed, of magic.
Nice.
If you wish to talk to her, though, it would be difficult. She's not one who cares for visitors.
Well, I can be very persuasive. People love to talk to me.
Right. Anyways, if there's nothing else, then I suggest you be on your way. I'm imagining that you must be the adventurers that Lord Eric has asked for, yes?
That be correct.
I would suggest that you make your preparations and leave on the morrow, if you're able. While Eric, as well as some of the council, and some of the people such as me are more tolerant, there are many who are not tolerant of outlanders, so to speak. Especially, and she looks towards you, Castron, as well as you, Eris. Anyways, just be careful.
Will do, thank you very much.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I shove Fate.
Let's go find the magic lady.
Will do.
So you guys make your way to the western outskirts of town, where you see a sort of like ragged hut that seems to be like barely holding together. That has a stone fence around it with a garden, or at least what you could assume was probably going to be a garden. There doesn't really seem to be anything actually growing in it, from what you can tell.
Well, go on, Fate.
Alright. It's, hideous.
Let's start off by not saying that.
Right. That's just so hard.
Ugh, and they call me a devil.
And he knocks on the door.
As you knock on the door,
I've never called you a devil.
Not you.
you hit the door once, twice, and then as you're about to hit the third time for the knock, the door just clicks open and slowly swings open.
Hello?
And as you look inside,
Alright, I walk inside.
Fate, you need to ask
as you walk
permission.
inside,
Hello. My name is
the
Alexander
inside
Fatebinder.
looks completely different, as it looks more like an entry hall of a large house or a small mansion.
Ah. Dimensional magic. Got you. Say hello.
It's
I am Alexander
a-
Fatebinder. I heard there's a woman that's a practitioner of magic here. Is anyone home?
There's a large chandelier that is lighting up the entry hall area, and you see that there are two doors to the left and right of a large, probably about like 8-foot wide set of stairs that lead up to a second floor. You can see that at the top of the stairs there is a door that you can see that seems to be cracked open, and you do see the fact that there are like brooms and like dusters and things like that that seem to be like kind of moving about on their own, kind of like keeping the place clean. Just like milling about. There's like a bucket of water and a mop that seem to be kind of working together in order to like mop like the stone parts of the floor.
Oh my
It's-
gosh, it's like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, yeah, kind of actually. It's a little strange, but yeah.
Completely natural though. Typically normal.
But you have no answer to what you say, Fate.
Alright. I think we should split up and search the house. and do an investigation. See if there's anything valuable. Shit! Her rolls have been all over the point today.
So, you move to the doors on the first floor that you're on. One on the left doesn't budge. The one on the right doesn't budge. Eris, whenever you say hello, you hear a voice that seems to kind of echo all around you. Hello, young elf. What is it that you need?
We heard that there's someone who's a practitioner of magic. We're hoping maybe we could speak with them. Maybe purchase something to maybe help us in our venture.
There's a long moment of silence. By the way, none of you heard this voice except for Eris.
Got it.
So I'm talking to myself like a weirdo.
Yeah, so you guys hear Eris starts talking.
Eris, are you okay?
There's
She's
a long moment of
delirious.
silence for Eris.
Hey, I'm gonna walk over and do a medical examination on her. She must be delirious or something. I pull out a bunch of knives and other
you guys
pointy
are
poking things.
Put the
kind of like
knives
staring at
away.
Eris. Eris, there's a long moment of silence before
you sure?
you all hear the voice this time. Seem to resonate from like within the walls of the home itself. Very well. Come this way. And you see on the carpeted floor that leads from the doorway what looks like footprints of light start to appear as they move towards the steps and then up the steps. And the footprints actually stay there, and they seem to be guiding you up towards the cracked open door.
I
Follow the footsteps and just kind of going.
hesitantly.
Nope, I'm gone. Never mind.
I grab him.
Yeah, Eris is
No,
gonna go,
please!
"Ooh."
Fade, come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
Sense of adventure? I'm not an adventurer!
You're a mercenary knight. You're an adventurer. Come, let's have some fun.
Have some fun, my ass. This seems dangerous and completely illogical.
I drag him along with me.
Eris is gonna go ooh as she sees the footsteps.
Fate, you wouldn't want to be called a coward now, would you? Come on.
I am okay with that. I've been called much worse in my time.
As you're getting dragged along, you notice the fact that as you guys are moving past the footsteps, the footsteps of light that are behind you slowly fade away. So you guys head up the stairs, and as you head into the room, you notice the fact that the room is exceedingly large. There are probably about like 8 different sofas that are in this room and like 4 different coffee tables. There are several lounge chairs. There's a bed that is off in one corner of the room, a canopy bed. There are several dressers, a vanity, as well as a couple mirrors. Like this room has pretty much just about everything. It's like a weird conjunction of like a living room, a bedroom, a dressing room, and a freaking like study all in one. And you see next to a fireplace, sitting on a lounge chair with a glass of what you could probably assume is wine, is
The most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
actually, yes. She has
I push past
overflowing
Casseron.
long black hair that goes all the way. Even though she's sitting down, it seems to go all the way down to her ankles, and it partially covers her face. But the other eye you can see is this very vivid, deep blue color
Casson
that seems
rolls.
to have these weird flecks of silver in them.
Casson rolls
Hello,
his
my
eyes
lady.
and says, "Wow, there's your confidence now."
Hello, my lady. I am Alexander Fatebinder. I hear that you are also a practitioner of the magic trade, and I have come to see what I may learn from you.
She swirls the wine around in the glass a little bit before she takes a sip. My name is Irsa.
A lovely name.
She puts the glass onto the little nightstand that's right next to the sofa, and she slowly stands up. And
Hello, yes, sir.
she is actually kind of on the tall side as well. You've slowly noticed during your time here that everyone seems to be kind of tall, as she is standing actually slightly taller than you, Casseron, at 6'3".
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh!
She didn't seem it sitting down, but she is quite tall. She is not wearing shoes either. She does have a long, flowing, kind of like black dress that sort of seems to shimmer as she's moving around. It has strapless shoulders.
Ooh.
As she stands up, she moves over towards the fireplace, and you see the fact that the hair, her hair, which kind of like waves off to the side. You notice the fact that the dress also doesn't seem to really have a back for the most part. And she goes over to it, and she grabs her hair up in a bundle for a moment, and she kind of swirls it around, and then ties it in place with a sort of hair tie up into a ponytail. And she
Okay.
grabs a bottle as well as a tray, and she sets it on the coffee table. And you notice the fact that it has exactly the number of glasses as there are of you. Wine for any of you? Oh no.
Well, don't mind if I do.
I would love to partake. Thank you very much for the offering.
Yes, thank you for the offer. I'll gladly have some. Eris says with a
She-
little smile.
She pours a glass of wine for all of you and sets the bottle to the side. So, practitioner of the magical arts, are you?
I am indeed, my lady.
What exactly is it that you wish of me then?
I would like to purchase some spells from you, if I may.
Let's see. She sits back down in the sofa and she kind of like sinks into it a little bit, crosses her leg over, and seems to kind of like stare at you, almost like as if she's contemplating something.
Yeah. I apologize for fate here.
What?
He's a little eccentric.
I am not.
You must be for a man to pursue the magical arts. She seems to be like kind of she's literally just staring at you, Fate, as she seems to be like thinking of something.
I stare back, gazing into her eyes deeply, and swishing around my wine in front of me.
Why exactly was it that you decided to pursue the arts of
I cough a little bit with my Say again?
I don't know, Fate. I
seed,
think she was
magic? Why exactly is it that you decided to pursue such an art? It's a very feminine thing.
Bitch, did you just call me pussy? I put the wine down.
Yes, she did. In a way, yes, she just did.
I wanna, like, as she says that, Casson, like, taking a swig of, like, his wine kind of just chokes, just go...
It was a matter of circumstance. It was thrust upon me at a young age. And now I've made it my life's work. Madam.
Fate, don't be rude.
Interesting. I didn't mean any disrespect. Our culture signifies that to pursue magic, seed as we call it, is a very feminine pursuit.
Well, it's very masculine where I come from. So that.
Insight.
You don't even need to insight that. It's not considered masculine, but it's also not considered feminine. Feminine. It's just a pursuit. It's a pursuit of knowledge and
Oh,
things
shit.
like that.
Where you come from, it's normally just, it's not masculine.
I just put my hand over her mouth.
I bite him.
Ah!
Nom nom nom. Anyway.
Nom nom nom, human. Nom nom nom, human hand.
It's just kind of where we come from. It's just a pursuit of knowledge, and not really gender specific.
I see. If you could, Fate, you said your name was, right?
It is Alexander to you, but yes.
Very well, Alexander. If you could cast a spell for me, so that way I might be able to judge your level, see what spells I should allow you access to.
Right.
Casson just reclines and watches with his bottle, with his glass of wine, sipping.
Eris will continue
To cast a spell.
Yeah, cast
What level?
a spell.
Is any?
Any level that you prefer.
Okay. Then I go and I cast Minor Illusion. And I
Alright.
make a super buff Chad version of myself right next to me.
Casson rolls his eyes and takes a drink.
This is
Eris will put her hand on her head.
Once again, Ursa stands up and walks around the illusion. I see.
yes, yes. Few years, this will be my perfect body.
She looks towards the illusion, then back towards you. Hold here. I'll be back in just a moment.
All right.
Alright, and from here...
Fate to never
me.
took you as so shallow.
Wait, what? I'm not shallow.
Oops.
Yeah, and
I simply have confidence in myself.
You barely know her, and you're already just, your eyes are flaunting.
What's your point?
In order to get a body like that, you're gonna have to actually work for it. You know that, right?
That too.
I'm sure there's a spell out there that cuts that work right out.
No. I highly doubt it. I'm sure Steelbane can help you.
Absolutely not. That thing is a monster. There have been many a times I thought I would die on his training courses. I
Pretty sure your
refused.
training will be faster than trying to learn a spell of that caliber.
Nope. See, that is where I have to disagree.
Alright. So, up, where did my pencil go? I need my pencil, just a second.
Is that like your true goal in this fate? Is to find the spells so that you can escape exercise?
It's one of my many side goals, but
One of
still
my
one of great
many.
importance.
There was a page where I was writing down all the crap that you guys were getting and stuff like
Along
that.
with that,
Book, and I can't find it.
I want a spell that'll show me the meaning of life. I need a spell that'll go and it'll make it so I'm incredibly desirable by all females. Let's see.
Technically, there is a spell
Really?
that does that.
I want a spell to summon gods so I can beat them in a feat of intelligence and to say I'm superior to the gods.
Good
Technically,
luck.
there
Wow,
is a
my
spell
list
that
goes on.
does
Hold on. I pull out a little scroll at the back and it like unwinds and it just drops to the floor. Let me see. What else do I have on here?
Castle would kind of like lean and like look
Oh,
at it.
I have to kill Ash in a gladiatorial duel.
Ash?
Yes, Ash.
Who's Ash?
Do you not remember him? He's a guardian. We met him, back in I I forget what our town is called. Shit.
Avengarde.
Avengarde.
Avengarde. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
He
he kicked your
he
butt.
he was the bodyguard. He knocked me to the floor.
Oh, Ash, him. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna be honest. Don't really pay much attention to him.
That bastard's gonna die.
A good
He's on my list.
luck.
Right above Gamazo and right
He-
below Mecha Gamazo.
He could bench press you.
Hello, Mecha Gamazo. All right.
Fate, that man could bench press you.
It's all about waiting for the right moment, Castron, and his moment will come. Now, let's see what else is there.
Any for like reviving
Oh.
someone?
I have to find the fabled one-eyed, three-titted monster
What the hell
that
is
says to sleep underneath Coroxus Road.
That sounds horrific.
It is, or at least it's said to be, but it's also said to be a thing of great beauty.
I doubt that. At least no
Well,
beauty of mine.
I'll find out when I witness it with my own eyes.
Ugh.
I need to add this to my notes. Damn it.
Need a list of things.
Yes, my list of things.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Let's see. There's something else on here.
So you're trying to be like that,
Eh.
that
I would go on all day if I continue.
blonde
it'll-
friend of yours that's also a wizard? He always seems to have women flaunting over him all the time.
Freaking handsome bastard. Don't bring him up right now.
Freaking Leon.
Damn Leon.
I have to say he's really nice on the eyes, but...
He will look a lot nicer after he's a freaking walking corpse.
I don't know.
Bastard.
He also seems to have a nice
He's a good guy, though.
personality.
What
Yeah,
do you
he has
say?
some-
Yeah, he's alright.
Yeah, he seems to have
He's
a
a
nice
good friend.
personality. My interactions with him have been good.
He seems
Oh yeah, I mean he's a good guy. Still want to kill him though, handsome bastard.
As you say that,
Not actually,
door
you know.
opens.
Just like I
And
wanted to
here
die
you
of
walk
natural
back
causes.
in.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
and she's wearing glasses now.
Every time I see her, she just gets more and more gorgeous.
And
I take my
she
glasses off and I polish them.
She has she has a book in one hand and a bundle of scrolls in the other. And she seems to be looking over the book as she's walking, and she sets the scrolls down on the table. These would be some spells that might be very well suitable for you. I don't know if you already know them, but they could assist you.
Oh, thank you. All right,
These
I go
three.
through-
And she points towards the first three of the 6 scrolls that she puts down. And she points towards these 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like starting to yawn. I'm trying to not, and it keeps interrupting me. Okay. I yawn finally. She points to those 3. Each one of those would cost you 20 gold.
I see.
Each one of these 3 would cost you 60. The first 3, each are the ones that cost 20. Looking over them, you see that one of them is a scroll of mage armor, one is a scroll of frost fingers, and another one is a scroll of Tensor's floating disc. Then those are all first level spells. And then you see that the other 3 spells are second level spells. And they are a scroll of alter self, a scroll of darkness, and a scroll of mirror image.
A scroll of alter self. Could this be what I was looking for? How much is this one again? 60?
Yes.
Alright, let me see. It says my treasury has... What is CP?
That's copper.
GP gold pieces then?
Yep.
Yeah, for some reason yours is like separated into like two different ones. I think you wrote one, but you should have like 90 gold pieces. I think they're about, if not more.
Yeah, I have 16. Maybe because I missed the last session. I don't know. Okay.
You should have a lot more than that, but for some reason total you only have like 90 gold pieces because you should have close to like 200 gold pieces, like everyone else. Because I think that's around what everyone else got, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I will
I don't know why.
keep an eye on this. Maybe I...
2 places for gold pieces, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright. I will take...
So let me go ahead and just do this real quick. I'll just do this. There you go. You have 275 gold pieces.
Ooh! Okay. Well, I will take that spell of Alter Self,
All
so I
right.
can cross one thing off my list.
All right. All right. All right.
I will take that spell of... I should probably write this down. I will take that spell of the floating disc. What's it called again?
Tensor's floating disc.
Tensor's floating disc. Yes.
All right, let me end.
Where is... Those encumbrance bar just came out of nowhere. And...
So, altogether, that was 80 gold pieces.
Alright. What are the other ones?
The 4 remaining are a scroll of mage armor, a scroll of frost fingers, a scroll of darkness, and a scroll of mirror image.
I will take the Scroll of Darkness.
Okay, so that's another 60. So 140 in all.
Alright. These are scrolls, right? So there's like one-time use?
They're one-time use, but as a wizard, you can copy them into your grimoire.
Yeah,
Okay,
it will
that's-
consume the scroll too, though.
It will consume the scroll, but after you have them in your book, you can prepare them whenever you want. Pretty much. Whenever you have the chance to prepare spells for the day, you can prepare them.
Alright, that's what I thought. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
So how much...
With everything that you've bought, it would be 140 gold pieces in all. Out of the 275 you had, so you'd have 135 left over.
Okay. Cool. I nod my head and I say, thank you for your business. These will be most helpful on our journey.
That is good. On top of that,
Is it a scroll of dark vision or a scroll of darkness?
it's a scroll of darkness. Oh, I accidentally gave you a scroll of dark vision. My bad.
It's all good.
Let me get rid of that item. Whoops. I was just like, why are you asking me that? The scroll of darkness is right above the scroll of dark vision, so I accidentally clicked on the wrong one.
I got you. I just saw it and was just like, wait. I'm like, I mean, that helps me too, but I was like, I thought it was something else.
No, I want you to still be blind for a little bit longer.
No! I have torches. I'll be alright. No, I don't have torches. Shit.
Oh yeah, you ran out.
No, I never took them. I took the other pack.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm so used to like every pack having freaking torches in them. She does actually hold out her finger, asking for just one moment, and she seems to think for a moment before she actually goes to a small chest at the foot of the bed. There's a couple chests that are there. There's like a large one, and then there's like two that are stacked on top of the large one right next to each other, and she opens the one on the right. And she looks in it for a moment, and she kind of just stares. Before she reaches in, and she pulls out a ring. And she stares at it for a moment. And then she's just like, no, too expensive.
Ooh. What was that? Just out of curiosity.
Ah. It was... It was a ring of resistance, of cold resistance. As a matter of fact, it would help you
Ooh.
sustain yourself in the cold weather. But I imagine that... And she walks over to a part of the wall, and she kind of like presses her hand against it, and the wall just like folds outwards. And she just walks into it, and the wall closes behind her. And then she walks back out with a large box in tow. And she sets it down on the ground, and she opens it, and you can see that inside are a bunch of furred boots that you guys feel a magical aura from.
Ooh, okay, okay.
What are these?
These boots will help you in the cold tundras that our once glorious country has become. Boots of the Winterlands. I have just enough to be able to sustain all 5 of you, but it wouldn't come cheap, mind you. All 5 pair of boots altogether would be at least 650 gold pieces.
Oh my gosh. Right.
But
I,
she holds out a finger. I could let you borrow them on a contract. Should you do one thing for me?
Listening.
Mhm.
Anything, my lady.
I have a sister that I wish you to check up on.
Really? She's single.
Castron
She
steps on
ignores
his
you.
foot.
Oh!
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna shoot him an ice. Shoot him an ice later.
Her name is Kari, but
Just a
Most would know
question. Just a
her.
question.
as the Wolf Princess.
Uh,
I wish you to check up on her and assist her in an endeavor that she's set out to do.
I'm-
Should you do that, as long as you are in the north, you are free to use these as you need.
We've been told to avoid the Wolf Princess.
Wait,
That she's
we have?
possibly dangerous.
Nonsense. You have my word. We'll check up on her.
I mean, I have no issue of us doing that, but I also don't want us getting killed.
She's her sister.
I
I'm sure
mean,
she
I
can't be
mean
that
no
dangerous.
offense, my lady.
She
You've been
tilts her head to the
incredibly
side a
kind.
little bit as she kind of like brushes her hair that's starting to fall out of the ponytail out of her face. I could give you a signature of sorts that Kari would be able to recognize. Kari herself is not usually hostile, but her companion is the one you need to watch out for.
Gotcha.
Very well.
Don't bring hostility or malice in the direction of Kari, and you'll be fine. But to help, if you wish for insurance on the matter, then I can give you that.
That would be very appreciated if you wouldn't mind.
She goes back towards the chests, and she opens the one on the left instead of the one on the right. And she pulls out a rolled-up scroll that has a tie around it, and she undoes the tie and unrolls the scroll. And she takes out a pen out of an inkwell that you see floats over towards her, and she starts to scrawl on the paper that you see is starting to flame and smoke as she does that. And you hear the sizzling of the paper. The paper itself doesn't catch on fire, but you see like the fire like coming off it as she's scribbling down on it. And her handwriting is actually extremely neat. And looking over it, you see that it is in common. You see that it says, Yrsa, the Witch of Ice, hereby promises yada yada, the Boots of Winterlands, as well as insurance and such things, and then it has 5 blank lines. As long as insurance to them, as long as they promise to assist Kari, the sister of Yrsa, in her endeavor that she set out to do. Anytime that they leave the north, the contract is rendered null and void, but it is only once they fully break that promise that the contract will be undone. Which means that you guys can leave the north, and you won't be affected by the contract any longer. AKA, you will no longer be able to use the Boots of the Winterlands, but you also won't be contract bound in order to help Kari. But whenever you return to the north, the contract will be in tow once more.
Makes sense.
There will be no true punishment for breaking the contract, but you have the feeling that you'd probably just piss off, should you meet her, Kari, as well as Yrsa.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I'd rather not piss him off.
If you wish to accede to the contract, then just sign your names on the lines.
I will sign my name.
All right.
Eris will then sign hers. And we'll imagine Vaughn will sign his.
Yeah. I'm guessing Bastion does as well. I have no idea. Bastion hasn't talked, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's been quiet.
Okay, so you all sign your name. Yay. After that happens, Yrsa motions you guys over as she's sitting back down on the sofa while you guys are signing your names.
Eris will follow her instructions.
As you stand before her, she whispers something in that language that you guys don't understand. And she touches you on the forehead, Eris. And you all see this soft, like, icy blue glow. And Eris, you feel this cool sensation, like as if something was, like, branded on your forehead. Like, rubbing at it, you don't feel anything. And you guys don't see anything. But you feel like something is there. And she does that to all 5 of you.
See.
May I ask what this is? I'm assuming it's binding us to the contract, but I'd like to know details.
No, the contract was bound as soon as you signed your names. This is the insurance that I told you about. My sister will be able to recognize the magic signature as my own.
Oh, okay. Nice, nice.
Any idea of the location of where she might be? And he kind of pulls out the map that he got to trace over.
On the northwestern border of the forest, just west of here. That's generally where she's been sighted. Around there. About 10 to 12 days travel. Should you not come across any mishappenstances, that is.
Mm-hmm. He'll make a marker on his map.
I will warn you that Kari doesn't exactly look like me. She looks more
I'm
like...
sure she's lovely all the same.
She looks more like the chief.
The chief? Like red flags are just going off all over my head. She looks like the chief.
Yes, he is after all our
Ooh.
father.
What? I see. I look to Casseron, and you know what we have to do.
Do what?
Out the hill and ask for his blessing.
No. I don't think you're going to be doing that.
What? Why not?
Let's do the task at hand and let's see how lucky you can be. Rolling his eyes.
Alright.
After
So
all,
you guys-
fate might be in your favor.
It always is.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do
Some
all
are
of that.
destined for greatness, after all.
Is there anything that you wish to ask of Irsa, or anything else that you wish to hear? Because if not, then I'm going to call it a day and an end of the session.
How do you put notes in the actual note tab on here?
I just use my
You
notepad
just
and my
click on the line, and
See, maybe I just need to get a notepad, because, like, I'm putting stuff on. It won't let me save anything.
Really?
It didn't last time, at least. Because I wanted to put, yeah, press enter, nothing happens.
And
It
what was
it just
the boots called again?
turns
Boots
red and
of
won't
the
actually say anything in the
Winterlands.
note.
I'm going to be adding it to your guys' inventory.
Right. I have a
Okay.
notepad around here somewhere. I'm just gonna start using that.
Alright, so there's one for Yi. And one for Yi.
Well, if the chief is your father, I'm sure you know what mission we're currently going on. Any, advice or anything you might be able to tell us that we might not know?
She thinks for a moment. The water elementals. Be careful. It may seem obvious, but also not obvious. Be careful of any bodies of water. While all of them may be frozen over, that matters little to something that it embodies water itself.
Makes sense. Though I'm sure everything is covered in snow.
Well, thanks for the warning.
Vaughn. And then Castron is, I think, last, because I don't think I actually added one to Castron. Castron's last.
That's fine.
All of your guys' names start with either freaking A's or B's.
A,
Pretty
Brandon,
much.
can you turn that down a bit?
Gareth, and Alexander, and Bastion and Bond, and then Castron.
Indeed,
Anyway.
it's almost like we planned this.
I know, right? Anyways, all
From the
right. So, is
Dr.
there anything
Evil
that you guys wish
finger to my
to
face.
buy and prep for next session, as you guys are going to set out and finally have combat encounters and stuff like that after past like 6 sessions of
Yes!
nothing? Actually, no, it's only been like 3 sessions.
Yeah, it
just
really
feels like
has.
forever.
Nothing I can think of.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I might go buy some new robes before we head out.
We just
That
bought
way I can look
robes.
cool.
I think most of what we needed is in Bond's bag of holding.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. But I guess that's it, because we got useful magic item here. So I
Okay.
guess we'll take our leave. Thanks for the boots here, so we'll take our leave. Sorry for disturbing you. Eris will say as she gives a little bit of a bow.
It's fine. You're doing me a favor now. And she picks up the wine glass and she kind of like twirls the glass in her hands.
I walk up to her and I said, "Don't worry, we will take care of your sister." And I take her hand and I kiss the back of it till we meet again.
Yeah.
And I leave.
Yeah, Eris will finish out her wine, put it on the glass. Thank you for the wine.
Same castle finishes.
Are you old enough to drink?
I
Eris will
mean,
tilt her head at that
She's
question.
way older than you, Fate.
I know, but still, I mean,
By
From your
Elven
body
standards, I
standards,
believe
are
she
you?
is.
I mean, I'm 67, so
that seems like a big no.
I'm still young for an elf, but
Yep, pretty sure that was a no. I mean, there's no law saying we can stop you, but that
you
is kind of
guys-
funny.
exit out of the room. The door closes behind you as you hear Ursa say, "Good luck and safe travels." And the door closes softly, but there's like a resounding boom sound. And you feel like as if the space around you sort of warps a little bit and you feel nauseous for a moment before you kind of shake your head and realize you're standing outside
Oof.
the rundown shack. The rundown hut that you guys first entered into Ursa's home from.
I think I love that woman.
You're very quick to fall in love, Fate.
No, I just simply believe in love at first sight, Casseron. That's all right. One day you'll find that special someone,
Already have.
or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll end up alone. Cursed to travel with your companions all your life. But it's all right, friend. And I put my hand on your shoulder, for I will never abandon you. Even when you fall to the grave, I will keep you by my side.
Thank you.
And I give you a thumbs up.
I'm not alone. I have found you know what? We're not going to discuss this. I am happily together with someone. Like, my God.
Really?
Look at all of you. Yes.
I've never, huh? You never talk about them.
Well, he's at his own home.
Oh, what's his name?
Astron
How tall is he? What's he look like?
going to
What's
need
his
you to
birthday?
roll a deception check for that one.
Yeah, I
and we
What's his
both
blood-
know why that's the case.
I know that. Fuck!
I pull out.
Astron, why can't you lie? Why? You're built on lying.
I'm going to give you, due to the way that you,
okay, good.
the way
Insight.
that
Oh,
you
My turn to roll. Damn.
said it, due to the way that you said it, I'm
What?
actually going to give you advantage on this roll.
Thank Christ.
What?
Not any better. God damn it, Casson. Why can't you lie? That makes no sense for you.
Why can't I
So-
see through things? I completely butchered that roll. Damn.
Fate, you're like so caught up in everything that you're talking about that you don't notice it. But Eris, you notice something strange, and it's not the fact that the tone or the facial structure on Castron seems to indicate lying at all, but you feel like as if there's something off from the way it's from what's said, as well as just what you know of Castron so far for the year that you guys have been together. And you also notice the fact that it seems like any
We've been
time.
together for over 3.
What?
Well, we've been together for over 3. Wasn't that flashback 3 years ago? Or was it a
No,
year
it's
ago?
2. My bad. It was 2. Sorry, I got
Okay.
caught up in the fact that Bash enjoyed you guys after a year.
Ah.
For the 2 years that you guys have been together. My bad. You have noticed the fact that any time that Casseron's significant other has ever been brought up, this strange sort of earring that seems to be covered in like eternal ice, which has always kind of piqued your interest. But Casseron's never talked about it. It always seems to sort of glimmer like with this icy coldness, and whenever you're standing too close to Casseron, you can feel the fact that it seems to get colder. I also don't know why the music stopped, but you know that's fine.
It's adding to the dramatic moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's none of your business, Fate. If you ever get to meet him, I'll let you meet him, but for right now, no.
Wait, at least tell me what his blood type is.
I
I'll pull out a little sketch pad.
I don't know his blood type.
What?
I
You
never-
found your soulmate, but you don't even know their blood type?
I never thought to ask. It's not something you really ask.
It's alright, Casseron. Probably just in a new relationship. I understand.
Wait, what?
Look.
Excuse me.
You must not have been with him long. It's alright. I'll give you some pointers. First off, you should always ask what their blood type is on the first date.
I do not.
It's a great icebreaker, and everyone loves it. Also, in case they ever fall into a life or death situation, you're prepared. After that, you should find bone structures, hobbies, things they like, greatest fear in case you ever need to blackmail them if you don't work out. I see the Castron's looking angry. Alright, yeah.
Thank you. He said, kind of rubbing his ear. Let's go. I'm tired.
Alright.
Poor Castron.
So you guys-
I lean over to
some time.
Ares and say, poor Castron. They must be going through a fight.
And you guys find a place to rest. It's been prepared for by Eric and George and Gerald and all them. That you guys are able to rest for the day before setting out. You have been warned the fact that it only is available for 2 days. So within 2 days, you guys will have to be paying for your own lodging if you stay there any longer than that.
Oh no. We're too broke for this.
So, that is where we will cut it off for this week. That ran a little longer than normal, but we also didn't start until later, so.
Yeah, and it was mostly just at the end here. It was mostly banter.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, it's fun.
So.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was a fun one. I enjoyed that. So we'll do next week. This is kind of the reason why I didn't think that it was too important on whether or not we had people talking for the most part, as it was mostly just you guys being told the gist of the situation that is known from the perspective of the Blood Wolf clan on what's happening in the north. And then gathering some supplies and stuff like that. I was not expecting you guys to actually meet Ursa, so that was a surprise on my behalf.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, oh yeah, wizard. He needs things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I was just like, I didn't think anyone really remembered the fact that the scrolls could be used to expand the spell list, because no one was talking about that whenever you guys were in Avengarde. So I was just like, okay.
I think I mentioned it, or maybe I just didn't say anything when we went back to Avengarde, because I was we had the one scene where I went down to the morgue.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't thinking about it.
I remember that wizards do that. I just for some reason kind of forgot that he's a wizard. For some reason.
Yeah. My brain always goes to necromancer.
I mean, he is a necromancer. He's
know.
just a wizard
uh,
necromancer.
I just have to wait till I'm getting level 6 before I can get the summon undead spell.
Yeah, no, right?
I mean,
Actually, I could find it earlier than that.
yeah. Or
but-
when you level up at level 5, you can put it to your spell list.
That's true. I can put it in the spell list, but it gets there. It gets automatically put at level 6. So
Yeah.
I like this music choice for that
Why?
scene.
It's
Yeah.
still so damn long.
Yeah. Basically, once Eris, noticed that he would have been just kind of staring at you.
You're
Yeah,
just staring
quietly.
at me now.
Just
No,
staring at
throughout your banter with Fate, she would have just been quiet, just kind of staring at you a little bit, or more of at your range, in general, thinking.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off.
Up.
I'm tired.
This
And I'm also
reminds
hungry.
me of something. I don't remember. Oh, I think she's it's like the fucking dragon chick from like I think it's like Dragon Maid or something. I didn't watch the damn anime.
Good anime.
There's-
Actually, funny enough, me and Matt were talking about it today.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about Kobayashi Dragon Maid.
Yeah, all I imagine is like you're just staring at her during the whole band. And it's like this, the camera's just
I thought you were
slowly
talking about the
zooming.
music. I was just like, how the hell does this remind you of that? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna jump off. I'm hungry. So
All
I'm gonna
right.
make myself something to
Bye-bye.
eat. And I'm also
Bye.
tired, so yeah, see you guys later.
See ya. Good night.
Oh, yeah. Due to what Dylan has said, we'll probably do the session Thursday next week,
Okay.
since he has to work Wednesday.
Oh, okay. It seems to have been the day we've been doing it more often anyway.
Yeah, I was talking to Jess last night, and I was thinking about just changing it to Thursday, because I feel like that's just the day everyone's more available.
Which
That
is fine.
seems like. So, yeah, don't worry. I saw what you typed there, Dylan. I almost forgot to mention that, though. So yeah, I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about giving it another week or so, but if it keeps turning out the fact that Thursday just seems to be sort of a better day overall, then I'm probably just going to change it to where it's on Thursdays.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make Thursday D&D day. Anyways, but we'll see. All right, next week, Thursday. See you guys.
See
There'll
ya.
be some fights. One of you might
Bring
die.
back-
It's fine.
Wait, what? Hold on.
I have spare the dying. You might not be completely dead.
I would just
You
use
might
as
not
a
be
sh- I would just use you as a
completely
shield,
dead.
Fate. After
Yeah,
all,
it'll be fine.
you did
That
get
does
tough.
not make me feel. I did get tough, but that doesn't make me feel better at all.
Yeah. The irony of you getting the tough feat. Oh man. I felt so like evil giving you that feat because I felt like as if I was just like telling you I'm gonna target you even more in the future. I was just like, no.
No.
Realistically,
It's just because of
I-
the fact that you got beat up so much during the past couple years. So I was just like, I feel like as if you would have just grown in resilience more. So
There's a reason I took false life when I made it this thing. I was like, I'm gonna need this,
That's
and
nice.
so far it's been working out.
That's good.
Literally, one time I would have got one shot if I didn't cast it. That was awful.
yeah, that was pretty rough.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'm
right.
just gonna keep my distance.
I'm
And I
out.
can.
Goodbye.
Peace.
For now.